Y'all, why are so many narcissists so dead set on humbling you and making you feel horrible about yourself, or making or invalidating your experiences, or trying to knock you off a pedestal or pull you down a peg, right? Why is that the truth? This is what we're talking about today, y'all. If you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, 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 yes. Narcissistic people want to humble you. They want to feed you a big, monstrous slice of that old humble pie. They do. They want to pull you down a notch. They want to knock you off a pedestal. They want to make you feel less than. Why? But why, Lee? Like, why the hell would they go so hard? They're trying to make us feel so bad about ourselves when we only want to love them, when we only want to care for them, when we only want to give them, when we only want to give them our all. Why are they so dead set on trying to hurt us? Is it an intentional thing? Yeah, is it planned from the beginning for them to try to knock you off a pedestal? I don't believe that to be true. Right. I just don't believe that to be 100% factual truth. I think that most narcissists are they just yeah, we are sensitive creatures. You know what I mean? When I say creatures, I still mean humans. But we are sensitive to a damn to the maximum. We are sensitive as hell, right? We are so sensitive that we can't take we are so sensitive that we can't take any type of criticism. That we can't handle any type of shame that is consistently brought into our lives, right? Because we can't handle that. Your success, your progress, your happiness makes us feel shame. It makes us feel less valuable to the world. It just does. And I know it sounds crazy as hell. I know it sounds ridiculous because I live with this mindset. I know how stupid it sounds. Like, I entirely live with this mindset, and I know how ridiculously stupid it sounds. I get that. But this is how my mind works. I wish my mind didn't work this way sometimes, but this is literally how my mind works. I don't like when people are grinding around me and doing better than me. It automatically makes me question my own worth and value. This is why you could have a narcissistic partner that you think is rooting for you, but they're actually your biggest hater on the planet. Like, you think they're rooting for you, but they're actually your biggest hater on the planet. And this could be your parent. This could be your best friend. This could be your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, whomever it is. This could be your uncle. You see what I'm saying? This could be your auntie, your grandma. Imagine your grandma being your biggest hater, which some people don't even have to imagine it because it's just overall true. But this is the type of stuff that happens, y'all. It really is. When you're dealing with a narcissistic person, this is the type of stuff that is absolutely going to happen. Like, you're going to deal with this type of person over and over again. They're going to try to pull you off a pedestal. They're going to try to knock you down a peg or two because they feel like they've been knocked down a peg or two. When it comes to grandparents, sometimes your grandparents can be jealous of you. If they're narcissistic, your grandparents can be jealous of you because you had more opportunities than they did. And I know that sounds ass backwards. Like, Lee, my grandma is jealous of me because I had more opportunities. Yes, yes, because you were born in a different time period or whatever. So they didn't get the same exact opportunities that you did. So yeah, they can be jealous of you and they can feel like you don't deserve the life that you've achieved. Your grandparents can think this, y'all. Your grandparents can actually think that you don't deserve the life that you have achieved. Their grandparents can think that you don't deserve the life that you have absolutely tried to, the life that you sought after, the life that you've worked hard for. Especially if they were the ones that they had to suffer, they had to struggle, they didn't get the same opportunities. Your grandparents can absolutely be your biggest haters. And I know that sounds ignorant. I know that sounds crazy as hell, but this is gonna be the truth for a lot of people. Again, I don't make the rules, y'all. I just enforce them. But like, for me, as a diagnosed narcissist, like, I don't humble some narcissists now, y'all will try to humble you through violence and threats of violence. They'll try to bring you down a peg. They'll just, especially if it's the male female dynamic, right? Or the bigger smaller dynamic. It doesn't have to be male female. It can be female to female, right? Male to male. Like, whomever it is, person to person. Like, if they're bigger and stronger than you, they're going to try to physically intimidate you to knock you off a peg. Like, you're small as hell, you're little, you're tiny, blah blah blah, boo boo boo. They'll try to physically humble you. if you were successful, they'll try to physically humble you. Yeah, you rich and famous, but you're 5'3" and 104 pounds as a grown ass man. You're not. You're pretty much a girl. You see what I'm saying? They'll try to humble you like that way. You're pretty much a woman. Look how tiny you are. You're a woman. You're not a man. You're a woman. That sounds crazy as hell, doesn't it? But that's the mindset, and that's the type of stuff that people will face when you're dealing with this type of person. I wish it didn't have to be this way. Let me keep it high. I wish it didn't have to be this way. But the more you're dealing with an abuser, the more you're dealing with somebody who is actively rooting against you, that's the way it's going to be. Well, that sucks. Yes, it does suck. It absolutely does suck. It sucks. It sucks a lot. I'm gonna say it sucks big time. It sucks bigly, but it absolutely does. But this is what you have to face and deal with when you're dealing with a manipulator, when you're dealing with an abuser, when you're dealing with somebody who doesn't care about how you feel, or doesn't care about what you're going through, or doesn't care about your feelings. They only care about themselves. So they feel like anytime you are progressing in life, like you're progressing in life, makes them feel less than. You doing better, you feeling better, you being a human being makes that narcissistic person that you're dealing with, that you're talking to, it makes them feel smaller. It just does, y'all. It makes them feel tiny. It makes them feel minute. It makes them feel minuscule. So the smaller that they feel, the smaller that your narcissistic partner or parent feels, the smaller they have to make you feel, right? The smaller they make you feel, the smaller you make them feel, intentionally or unintentionally. I know most of y'all are not out here actively trying to make your partners feel small. You want your partners to clap for you so y'all can feel good about the situation. Y'all can feel good about each other. Y'all can feel good about moving forward. You want that to actively happen, right? They don't want that. They want you to feel smaller than they do so they can, this is why sometimes they'll actively compare and contrast. If you get a promotion and you have an office job and they're working in the warehouse, they'll tell you that no matter what you do, you don't have a real job. You're a stay-at-home parent. You're a stay-at-home. You work from home. You work in the office. I'm a lineman, or I'm a firefighter or a police officer. I actually have to get physical. I work in a warehouse. I stack boxes. I fill pallets. I fill orders. I'm an order selector at Harris Teeter Distribution Center, like I was in Greensboro, North Carolina. Shout out to my Harris Teeter Distribution Center folks. I was at 200 Distribution Drive in Greensboro. But yes, that's what ends up happening. Like, they want to pull you down a peg. They want to knock you off your pedestal because they feel bad about themselves and how their future turned out, or what they're actively doing. If you get a narcissist that's unhappy, they'll try to make you unhappy. Like, even you're happy. It's not even. It doesn't even have to be you achieving greatness in life, you moving forward. Sometimes it can just be your natural happiness that is setting off that narcissistic person. It can be your natural happiness, your natural smile, your natural inclination to make friends or whatever, your bubbliness that makes them feel like they need to humble you and make you feel like you need to shut the hell up. Like, y'all have heard me say this before, but sometimes the same thing that attracts that narcissistic person to you, the same thing that they clap for, the same thing that they cheer for, will be the same things that they hate later on. If you're kind, friendly, and bubbly and can talk to anybody and make friends with anybody, they love that earlier on, right? I love the fact that you can make friends so easily. But later on in the relationship, you talk too damn much. Shut the hell up. You don't know. You talk way too much. You overshare. Like, damn, shut the hell up. And you're like, I thought you liked that about me. No, I hate that about you. And then your feelings are hurt, and then you get sad as hell, and then the process and the cycle starts all over again, doesn't it? But this is the battle that you will probably face when you're dealing with a manipulative, abusive, lying ass narcissist. Y'all, let's keep it hot and ready. That's what we have to do. Y'all, that's what we do on the channel. No, we keep it hot and ready like a Little Caesar's pizza. So they always feel the need to humble you, because narcissistic people absolutely need to be humbled themselves. They need to be humbled. They need to be brought down a peg. They need to be brought down a peg. They need to be brought down a notch. This is how it goes. This is what happens. This is what goes on. So many people who are dealing with abusers and narcissistic people, like, when they're trying to humble you, understand that it's not even really about you in that scenario. Understand that when a narcissist or a toxic person is trying to humble you, most times it's really about them and how they really feel about themselves. It's not even really about you. It's not even really about you. It's about them and how bad that how horrible that they feel about themselves. That they feel like they need to do something to you. Like seriously, this is what goes on in the mind of a narcissist, y'all. Hope this video brought y'all some clarity. Hope it brought you some understanding. Because when they try to humble you, when they're not clapping for your success, when they're trying to invalidate you or make you feel like what you do is not good enough, or you could be doing better, or like what you do is not worth anything, or they're doing better than you, when they feel the need to compare and contrast, it's not even about you. So when they do that type of stuff, when you try to share some stuff that you want to celebrate with them, and they just try to make it seem like it's nothing, it's everything. If it makes them pull you, if it makes them feel like they need to try to humble you, then you did a great job. You've done something amazing. You're doing amazing. So sometimes you have to try to reframe your experience when you're dealing with these manipulative, lying, toxic bastards. Okay. Anyways, y'all, if you made it this far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Check out my courses, my one-on-ones over Zoom. I still do those over Zoom. My one-on-ones, my support group, everything is available at mentalhealness.net. My kids book, everything is there, y'all. Make sure you join the newsletter for my next in-person workshop coming up in Atlanta, Georgia in June. Haven't set the date yet, but Atlanta, Georgia, June will come in your way, and maybe July, New York, and then Toronto, Canada. We'll see, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.